Not every business idea is new. In fact, a common and successful business model is to take someone else's idea and improve on it. One of the hardest tasks in business is launching a brand new idea. It takes time and money to educate the public to your new service or product. And once they're comfortable with using your service, then the competition starts coming in. This is how Raphael Kojokara from I Am Junk started. He saw a personal need in the marketplace and soon discovered that the other players in the industry left some room for competition.
Actually, what took place a couple years ago, selling my house, and I called the junk removal company. And when they came over, there was a couple of individuals that I thought looked fairly incompetent. In any event, I was kind of disappointed right from the get-go. At that point, I thought it was a very simple business to operate, something I could handle, and something also that I can duplicate. At which point I decided to do some research, and I discovered that there was a lot of competition. It was a very fragmented industry. There was only one dominant player. I did a lot of research on that company and determined that I was able to compete, not only compete with them, but also eradicate them.
Entering into an industry with established, recognizable players is a big risk. Kojokara knew he had to set himself apart from the competition, even if it was as simple as having better service for a better price.
Well, you try to provide service first and foremost. I believe it's a combination of both things. Number one is service that exceeds everyone's expectation, and number two is price point. Provide them a price that they can afford, something that's reasonable, so that something that both people benefit, so that I make some money and that also obviously they get a good service at a good price.
Another problem to overcome was branding. People already had the competition top of mind, meaning when they thought about junk removal, they would think of the competitor's company. Kojokara started his branding by putting what he does and the phone number right in his company's name.
Well, that's one of the most difficult things when I started this business. I realized from the get-go that branding was going to be my biggest obstacle to overcome. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So branding your name, recognizing it so that, people, whenever they have junk to be removed, they think of 1-888 I Am Junk. And that's the key, and that's my biggest obstacle to overcome. So I believe that takes time to develop. I'm doing what is necessary. I'm trying to get the word out there with regards to exposure, the trucks, the names on the trucks. I've tried numerous areas of advertising, radio, television, print advertising. So I'm still at that point where I'm trying to determine, ascertain what is the best mode of advertising. What I can determine after this point is that word of mouth really is the key. I mean, provided you provide good service at a reasonable rate, then word of mouth is priceless. I mean, if you get word of mouth, that's it. That's the key to your success.
Although Kojokara had a great business idea, his ambition had him jumping into the business before he was 100% prepared. Not knowing the industry inside out was costly at first.
Unfortunately, I jumped in without actually knowing all the facts, which put me at a disadvantage. So along the way, I discovered many things. I wish I had known these things beforehand, but unless someone was there, I didn't have a mentor, someone to follow, someone that could guide me in the right direction. So I had to pay the price, had to make a lot of sacrifices and trials and tribulations. So I did learn a lot of things along the way. I'll give you an example. Driving the trucks for first few months without a CVOR or without a license for the Ministry of Environment, I was never made aware that I required these licenses. Fortunately, along the way, when I would speak to other individuals in the same business, they would make me aware of these situations.
Although I Am Junk is up against some large competition, they still continue to grow at a steady pace, and will have 4 trucks and crews servicing the GTA by the spring of 2010. It's at this point that Kojokara sees new and exciting things happening.
The future looks great. I mean, so far, business is brisk. I have no complaints whatsoever. We're getting our name out there, which is fabulous. Next year, we'll have 4 trucks on the road. Literally, my intent is to dominate Toronto, at which point, hopefully by the end of next year, we'll begin franchising out. That is the ultimate goal, so we can duplicate the success we've had here in Toronto and the GTA and duplicate throughout Canada.
Big Fish Video Production.